In today's DG Recruit podcast, I'm going to share with you the 6 things I've noticed that has changed in the agency recruitment scene since the last 15 years. And yes, it sounds kind of crazy saying that out loud. Number 1 is content is king. And when I mean content is king, I mean that it's the most obvious tool that has emerged in the last 5 to 6 years, especially as something that is drastically changing people's ability to market themselves, to gain customers, whether it's clients or candidates, whether it is to hire internally and attract talent to their teams internally. Content really matters, both from an internal function as well external marketing of yourself and your business. So this is still an area that I think we're so early on. Very few people are actually using this, which is crazy to say because I feel like I've been talking about this since the day I started my recruitment firm, but that's still not mainstream. A lot of people are scared of using social media to promote themselves and their business, and or they're like, that's just not something I do. I don't have time for it, which I think it's fine for now, but as the years go on, it will become a competitive lack. So number 1 is content is king. A lot of people don't understand this. If they do understand it, they're not actioning it, which makes it a problem. Number 2 is you have to know about recruiting when interviewing. So back in my day in 2011, you could walk into a recruitment firm and say, I don't know what it is. Tell me what recruitment is. Today, I got a whole book out about agency recruitment, right? Like people that are interviewing for recruitment jobs today, literally I had people tell me this. They tell me, I have been telling people I know about agency recruitment because I've consumed a lot of podcasts, a lot of information, a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of content around the subject of agency recruitment. And so now you can't get away with that. Oh, I didn't know. Now it's like, come on. You can Google it. You can find it. It's not hard to find in today's vast array of information and platforms that you can choose to consume your content. You will know what this is. At least you should know what it is. Same with any other field, I would imagine. Let's say if I'm going to go talk about investment banking and try to interview for one of those jobs, you better have done your homework. So this is it. You have no excuse not to know what recruitment is nowadays, which has changed a lot in the last 15 years. Is the proliferation of information and easy access to information that makes it harder and harder to say, well, I don't know. Well, I'm not sure. Right? That doesn't really work anymore. Number 3, recruiting is still not mainstream, but we're getting there. Related to that note, recruitment is still a niche job. If you poll 1,000 students, I don't know how many of them really will know agency recruitment is a career choice and distinguish it between TA and internal recruiting, corporate recruiting, HR. I don't know. I would imagine it would still be a very low amount of people. But I would imagine as we continue to talk about it, as agency recruiters continue to discuss and share what we do as our living and how this business works, that will slowly start changing. Give it another 10 years. This will become more of a mainstream job, probably even sooner. Number 4, AI is exciting for our industry. This is new. Obviously, 15 years ago, AI didn't exist, and now AI does, which is a humongous game changer. Just like I'm sure when LinkedIn first broke into the scene, people were nervous, people were scared. Ultimately, it made people richer. And that is why I love AI. And I'm very excited about AI and the potentiality of AI. I think it's going to help entrepreneurs, especially those of us in a sales seat, those of us doing agency recruitment, because uniquely in this line of work, it is very entrepreneurial. And AI is going to only help us make more money, just the way LinkedIn did. LinkedIn made us so rich. Thank you, LinkedIn. All right, number 5. Rec to recs exist. 15 years ago, did rec to recs really exist? If they did, they were very quiet and they certainly didn't hit upon every single person. Because in the 5 years I worked on a desk, I never really got prospected by agency recruiters for agency recruiters. Today, companies like DG Recruit, my own company, and my competitors, we're hitting you guys up. You are getting notices. You are getting hit up. You are getting called. You are getting messaged. Rec to Recs are slowly becoming more mainstream, and therefore Rec to Recs are becoming instrumental in helping people change and grow in their recruitment careers, which also was not very common before. Before, like in my situation, since no Rec to Recs called me, I never really got that support or guidance from a third party that today I can give to other people in my role as a Rec to Rec, specifically at my company, DG Recruit, which is a recruiting business geared towards supporting top billers. That did not exist before, but now we exist, so we are providing that much needed service. Number 6, and the last one I'm going to give you before I give you a bonus takeaway, sales is more important than ever as a career skill. What happened in 15 years ago was we had legions of researchers, people that would sit there and just compile lists, competitive intelligence, that would write reports. Nowadays, remember what we said about AI. AI is replacing the need for true resourcers, true researchers. Because why? Because information is not the hard part anymore. To gather information is not the hard part, and you will see that with the proliferation of AI tools. The hard part in this job is the selling part, is the relationship building part, is the convincing people to work for you part, is the being persuasive and being able to influence people part. The people part of the business, in other words, is the hard part. Landing clients has always been the hard part. So now this business will be streamlined. You can expect that there will be even less need for resources and researchers and more need on the sales side, who are actually going to synthesize this information and deliver it to clients, deliver it to candidates, convince them, sales-enabled people, convince them to engage with the recruitment firm, convince the passive candidate to go for that interview that they've so said no to convince the company to use a recruitment firm because maybe their approach is not working, right? Those are the sales skills that will continue to be rewarded. That was the same in my generation, where sales is top of the cream of the crop. Today, it matters more than ever because the research part of the job is no longer even necessary for a human to do, right? So sales is going to be more important than ever as a career skill. You can bet on that. The last thing I want to say is what isn't going to change. Like I just said, what isn't going to change is going to be your personal skills, your ability to build relationships, the ability for you to curate charisma, the ability that you have to stay in touch with your customers on a verbal basis, not just texting, not just email list, like a true relationship, the whining, the dining, the getting to know their family, getting to know their life goals, building a true relationship, like I just mentioned, the work ethic, how hard are you going to work? That also isn't going away. How many days are you going to go pound the pavement to chase down a lead, your perseverance? These are things that will never go away as valuable skills and abilities in our line of work. What else do you have to add in this list of things that have changed the game in the last 15 years? What are you looking forward to? What are you worried about? And what do you think is going to stay the same in our industry? Share your thoughts below. I'm going to be excited to go through some of your responses and share my takes. In addition, make sure to sign up for agencyrecruitmentacademy.com. We have more sales training on the way for our December event. Every single month, there is training for our members. So make sure to join today to experience the first 30 days free of my most placeable candidate selling method. I'll see you on the next coaching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. So make sure to leave a comment.